Good morning, traders. This is Razak at CMTrading. Welcome to today's market review. Today is April 11th, 2014. Today is Friday. It's been a crazy week in the markets this week, all around in Forex and the financial markets. We're going to go just briefly into the economic calendar for today. Some things still outstanding. China had a big CPI number earlier this morning. Obviously not that big of an effect on our trading. However, later today at 9 a.m. South African time, we should have a German CPI number. It's an inflationary number, should have some effect on the rotation of the euro. Then later today at 3:30, the USD, we have a PPI number, which is also an inflationary number coming out both on food and energy. Okay, it's a yearly number that comes out. And then a more significant number is the consumer sentiment. Okay, that is really a big number of 455. Has the reputation for moving the markets. Just jumping into the Forex symbols just briefly. Of note, we'll start with the Euro USD. The Euro rallied 200 pips this past week after its demise from 139.5. Hitting a base of 137, finding itself there, dipping a little bit below 137, and then sustaining its growth, and then rebounding right back to 138.89. Very close, just shy of 139, and this is a major number. Okay, this is really a major number for this pair, especially as it's seen higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and then somewhat of a consolidation here up in these levels and trading in this range. And as we saw earlier last month, that it broke above this 138.5, going up all the way to 130 and the 139, excuse me, and now challenging those upper levels again. So it's definitely still on an uptrend. Okay, not such a clear uptrend, and slowing somewhat its momentum. But there's no reason for this not to continue trading nicely. So definitely keep it on the radar, especially as the U.S. number comes out later today. Moving right into the Aussie USD, also a great trading opportunity this week. We saw it breaking above this level of 0.9287 and then really rallying up to 0.93, almost 100 pips right there with a nice breakout. Okay, that really is a very substantial move for this pair. It retraced a little bit overnight, 100 pips, but still a very strong pair. So we should expect to see some sort of consolidation in these levels, but there are multiple places for it to hold its momentum on the upside. So I would continue having this on my radar to seek for different opportunities to enter the market on the long side. Moving right along into the USD Japanese yen, it's been trading in a range, but it's been a healthy range. So as long as you've been trading the proper side of it, the past, as we see here, just these levels right down here, you can make a quick buck. All right, definitely a nice area to scalp on the retracements. Playing this tight range over here after its major debacle, okay, earlier in the week, midweek, okay. It did sell off earlier in the week, and then, retracing at these levels. If it holds this 102 level, just looking at a larger time frame, excuse me, we could see it go up to 102.1, to about a 50 pip range until we see some sort of momentum in one direction or another. As you can see from the beginning of last year, it really rallied from 77 to 104, and then it's been consolidating. So these moves are a little bit more difficult to trade, but definitely a good position to have it on the radar for a picking up on the bottom of the range, which is support, and selling the top of the range, which is resistance. Moving into the commodities, of note is the gold. Gold really bounced very nicely in the past 10 days from a low of 1278, hitting a high of 13.23. That's almost a $60 to $50 move for the commodity. Of course, this is after a $100 move on the way down. This looks more of a short covering. Okay, a little bit of buying and selling. Okay, there is somewhat of money being flowed into the commodity as a risk aversiveness to the equity market as the stock market retraced quite sharply this week. We should see some continued momentum in it. Okay, it's reaching a new level here at 13.25, 13.30. So we should see some sort of consolidation in these areas before we see a continued trend either going up or down. And we'll finish off with the Dow Jones, which we've been talking about, which, yesterday came out with some positive news. Alcoa, which is a very big company in the United States, manufactures aluminum, the largest aluminum manufacturing company in the United States, and they came out with earnings that beat the street. But that had already been factored in, and we see that the market really tanked from almost 300 points. So it's at 16,170. So it is trading in this range. It did challenge these upper two ranges as we spoke earlier in the week. And last week we had mentioned that it challenged this area, and now it's finding a base here. I would expect it to also consolidate. All right, I won't see anything breaking up higher or lower until we see some sort of continued momentum, both economically in the news and technically on the graph. So, keep it on the radar for continued support for either buying these levels. We'll see what happens with the number of dimension and sentiment that comes out later today. We'll see how the market will react to it. I have a hunch we're going to bounce a little bit. This is really a huge sell-off, okay, which happens so often in the markets, especially when people are up money and they get jittery at these levels at the upper range, and they're looking to book their profits. I want to wish you guys a great weekend. This is Razak at CMTrading. Have a great trading day.